Hello, guys. You're welcome to another episode of the Apex Chatroom Experience. I'm Kaltha, and this is...
Yeah, this is Jibenga.
And today we are joined by two of the top marketers in the marketing industry. We have the amazing Jibola Jegede, who is the digital marketing expert for Meta. He's an economist, a model, and the founder of Style with Jibs. And to his left, we have Oluwole Oyewoka, the marketing, sales, and lead client partner for Meta. You're welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so where do we start?
Sure.
Okay, so can you tell us how you guys started your journey in the industry, and what would you say has been like the biggest achievement so far?
So let me go first, right?
Okay.
I started my journey, I think in 2010-ish. I was in university then. It wasn't really marketing per se, it was content marketing. But at the time, I mean, it wasn't well defined in this part of the world per se. I was just a major content writer for a couple of websites and blogs like that. So as time went on, I delved more into the marketing side of things, and I started doing more of the performance side of things, like Google Ads and Facebook Ads, and like, of course, I had to learn.
Yeah.
I learned from my brother, who was, to me, the best marketing guy I've ever met in my life. And so I began to really, pick that interest a lot after I finished school. And you had a follow-up question about, what would I say is
the biggest achievement so far?
It's funny. I remember I used to, and I think Benga knows the story. I used to sell, what do you call this thing? Supplements.
Wow.
And there was a system behind it, a very, very well drilled system that required you to actually push out ads and, and be very, very smart and intelligent with the way you put out the words. Because again, with these platforms, you have to be very careful kind of what you use. Because kind of products I was selling had to do with health, and particularly men's health.
Okay.
I'm not going to say kind of men's health. So we had very, very strange or funny ways to push out the ads and get leads. And after you get those leads, then you need to call them, and then they will call you and all that, and then you have to start selling to them.
Yeah.
I think that was my first major rodeo with sales as well. And then there's a lot of things went behind the scene around that thing, and at the end of the day, it was a very, very profitable business, even though I moved on from it. But the system around it wasn't like like textbook. It was built by people that just wanted to make money, wanted to achieve in life, and then they're just testing and testing without knowing that they're testing. You know what I'm saying? And they built a very, very powerful system that was really nice. And that, to me, because of the fact that after that time, most of the things I did, I learned textbook wise and I implemented it. This one was not really textbook per se, and it was really, really successful. So that, to me, stands out. I always tell that story. You know the story.
What?
Yeah, but you mentioned you're one of the guys pushing these health and supplement. Yes. But many people things like that. You make your wife happy, something like that. So funnest thing is supplements where it's true. For some people it work, right? For some, if it doesn't work, then you have to go to the hospital. But actually, not for a lot of people. I remember one time someone called me. I was praying for me over the phone call. Like, I don't know what I did for him in his life. Like, I remember that day I was standing at Allen bus stop and I was receiving prayers. Like, it was the most sorry moment for me as well. So I can tag that along as being successful, because he was really praying, like 5 minutes. He was just praying for me. Yeah. That particular one stuck to me all my life. I've stuck with me all my life. So it shows the power of marketing in that way. Like, people connecting and being able to help themselves achieve their goals, and and everybody wins. I think that's the key thing about marketing for me.
Wow, that's amazing, Mr. Jibola.
All right. Okay, so for me, the journey started from University of Lagos. That's where I did my undergraduate. And I would say this, I was able to take advantage of the environment I find myself in, because Unilag is a school that gives you opportunity to explore yourself, right? To discover, rediscover, and discover yourself. While some are mainly focused on academics,
Yeah.
while some are mainly focused on the party, some focused on the religious side and all of those things. For me, I took advantage of the fact that I can have it all, right? I did things outside usual activity of every normal student, which is hostel, library, class, to get my hands dirty, right? Develop real life skills that will be very useful in the labor market, right? I joined organizations such as ISEC, Next Level. I was a middle level manager for ISEC, which facilitated exchange abroad, which is for students who go on internship abroad and have experience, right? So being the middle level manager, right? The marketing has to start from there. Having to convince your colleague, which is a student like you, to go on exchange, to go and have internship experience abroad, either West Africa, Europe, and all of those things. So I was able to the selling part of me kickstarted from there, right? To convince and sell exchange to my fellow students. So I was able to develop these skills, right? I myself, I went on exchange in Ghana. I went on an internship there, right? So all of this experience, right, gives me that leverage. Even as of, let's say, 300 level, going to my 400 level, right? I already secured a job, right? Why some of my my coursemate, they are still in school, still receiving lectures. I already started working with Use You and Etisalat, called SME Arena platform, right?
Wow.
Where we set up a social e-commerce platform, which is SME Arena, owned by both Use and Etisalat then. And you could tell the journey was awesome for me, right? Being an undergraduate, receiving salary in dollars, my first salary in dollars.
Wow.
and
Uni.
it was big. It was big for me, and I could see myself that I was making the right move. So concerning your biggest moment, right? Or achievement so far, right? So that journey of let's say digital marketing and all of those started off from my first job, professional job with SME Arena, right? While I was a merchant acquisition executive, right, I also took the advantage to put eyes on the marketing team, right, of the company, then to learn and relearn, to do some self-taught, engage in classes from PPC, .ng, and all of those things, which helped me to start my marketing journey, right? So the biggest moment for me is when I take advantage of that to set up Style with Jibs, which is a fashion business, right? So I combined my fashion lifestyle, right, my fashion skills with, let's say, marketing together, right, to set up an e-commerce platform for Style with Jibs and also let's say, a clothing brand for Style with Jibs. So I was able to use my professional experience, right, to set up the business, and you can check it out. The business is going on.
I think we should change it to Jibola the Explorer.
Fantastic one, Jibola. So you mentioned something about why in school you already secured a job. Yeah. Feeling like, were you like many feet taller than your colleague, like in your head?
300 level students.
So what happened? Okay, how were you able to manage that experience with your colleagues?
It is one of the most challenging period of my life then. You know, you're in the final year, right? You have projects, work, and all of those things, right? And you also have deliverables from your professional work. So it was quite tough for me. However, right, that experience pushed some of my classmates to start going to that direction, in the sense that they started securing some placement as well while in school. Like I was like, let's say, the pioneer of such movements in my class then, right? Oh, Jibola is working professionally. Wow. If Jibola can do it, I can do it. Some of the, let's say, the first class students in my class then that were so studious and all of those, and they started trying to like get their hands on real life experience out there. So it was tough for me, but in terms of my academics, thank God I didn't lack. I still graduated when I'm meant to graduate, and my course mates helped me, my friends helped me when it comes to assignments. They give me real-time information. Chips, come to school right now. We have tests and all of those things. So I have a good support system. Shout out to my friends in-house. They really helped me a lot when it comes to giving me real-time information to make sure that while I'm working, I'm also still active in school regarding what is needed of me right there. So I would say that it was a good feeling. And when I received my first salary, trust me, I feel like yes, I don't arrive. Trust me, it was a good experience, and I'll never take that away from my journey at all.
What do you call you like that?
So my friends used to call me back then dollar. Trust me, that's what you dollar. Because I never been in school then. They know that everywhere is soft.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, so what is a surprising skill or talent that you say you have aside being obviously a big marketer?
I don't know if I still have that skill per se or if it's still sharp, but I used to break dance.
We would like to see it.
Big dance before.
Where?
Back in,
Okay. Yeah.
that used to be the dance group that I was in.
Oh,
First time I
wow.
was in secondary school, I used to dance to rap songs and hip hop songs basically. Particular one I remember, there's this particular song, you're Gen Z, right? They probably know the song, Busta Rhymes. What's that title? Bokwa, to all my niggas, we don't care. This is, I can't remember, Dangerous, I think that's the title. So I used to dance to it to school then for my seniors to watch. So when I finished from secondary school and I got in the university, I think my first year I was in a dance group, and then I kind of like revolted. Because I wasn't feeling the whole some girls come and chick boom boom kind of thing. So I went away to create another dance group that was purely about just breakdance. Yeah, so that's probably one thing I would say.
So was this dance ever recorded? Let's go and look for the link.
Yes, it was, but at the time, it wasn't put online.
So
Yeah,
You want to give us a snippet, like you want to?
maybe you share the video.
Like I said, I mean that's a long time ago. I'm not sure I can still, dance like I could dance that time. So, my joints and all.
Are you still able? Nothing true.
Okay, Jibs, dollar.
So for me, I would say that I'm a good cook. Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
All the women.
Yeah, I'm a good cook. Right. In the early days, when we are still on the street, hustling proper, where to buy food outside is luxury, right?
Yeah.
You tend to save the little you have then, right? And cook. So I would say that to an extent, right, I'm a great cook. I was thinking of setting up, let's say, YouTube channel. I remember then I used to post ingredients of how I make my meals. This is what to buy and all of these things. Like it became a content at some point. It should like every weekend.
You should cook for us.
Maybe I will do that. But now I'm lazy to cook now. But then it never come up for body. He still did. So that's one of the surprising, let's say, skill that I know that I have, right? So.
Oh, that's amazing. So if you had to choose a new career path, what would it be? Something that is not related to marketing or sales, anything.
So basically, if I would choose a new career path, I'm already in my chef gyms. aside, let's say the chef stuff, right? I've always liked the entertainment industry, right? Growing up, when I was in secondary school, I was the senior prefect for drama and theater kind of a thing. So I've always had flair for the entertainment industry, the camera, and all of those things, right? So if I'm not doing, let's say, digital marketing, client partner, to fashion, right? I'll probably be in the entertainment industry. That
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought everybody's parents always push them to either be a doctor or lawyer or something.
That was then. But this is this. I mean,
actually I wanted to be an architect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but because I failed GS3, right? Yes, I failed GS3, and by the time I got to SS1, I filled in for science class, right? But my parents were skeptical that you failed GS3.
How you?
We do copy science. So they did not support me to stay in science class, right? So they pushed me to art class. That's when I decided that, okay, I'm going to study economics from SS1. But before that, I intended to be an architect because I saw the plan of my dad's house and I was inspired by it.
Wow.
So since then, but it is what it is.
what Nigeria happened to you?
Yeah, but you know, it's kind of thinking by our so-called parents, that when you're not good enough, then you should be pushed to the hard class. Science class just for the brilliant ones. What did you get it?
I don't. I guess they were scared of my behalf.
I think it's stereotyping. Personally, I would say this, right? I remember when I was in secondary school that we had a counselor. We had an office. I can tell you that was the emptiest office in all of the whole school because we didn't understand the context and the impact that it could have had. Because if you did, if you're not so engrossed with I just want to pass my exam, I don't want to go home with any red barrel on my and stuff like that, Yeah. So like as I've said, at the end of the day, I think things are changing now. I mean, Rasta, for example, our mom is a major force behind her becoming what she has become so far. I imagine at the time I was young. I loved music. I used to do rap too. Yeah, I didn't mention that by the way. I used to write rap songs and all that. But I never let my mom see it because I know if she saw it, it was death.
Okay, so what would you say is the most overrated and underrated thing, in the marketing industry?
To be very honest, the most overrated I would say is billboards. Billboard ads, out of home ads. Personally, well, maybe because of my sound a little biased, but I say that to say this, right? Have you ever been on the Thumb Bridge, for example, and see some particular kind of design and all that?
Yeah.
How often does it make you, when you see them, how often do you actually think about that thing how often do you remember it, as a matter of fact, except when you're seeing it? It's a nice to have, in my opinion. Out of home is a nice to have kind of advertising. However, I don't think it's as it should be as rated as it is, basically. For people that actually understand marketing across board, not just, some people actually focus on digital, some focus on offline, traditional. Then, everybody wants to say, what I'm doing is the best. If you actually understand it very well, you would understand the fact that that part is not necessarily as important. Yeah.
But are you saying this because, right now you are a metal client partner, you did your team. So are you saying that because of the digital background?
No.
Or because you've tasted the two?
Exactly.
You say that for sure, that is the best.
So some time ago I was marketing manager for the biggest logistics company in Nigeria.
I mentioned your name.
GIG.
That's right.
And I was tasked with all form of marketing and all form of comms as well. PR, comms, marketing, right? And it was I wouldn't just go and say, let's just do digital ads and that's it. No, I had billboards, radio, TV, all 9 yards. On that list, the one that was the least converting was out of home billboards and likes. Again, it's a very challenging thing to track, but the easiest way to track would probably be to use QR codes and stuff like that. But it wasn't as converting as, for example, radio or even TV, or automatically, of course, digital. Most importantly, because you can track digital,
it makes it, it makes you be able to make better decisions. Data, there's a lot of data source, the data points you can use. I mean, what I'm talking about, where you have, audiences you can build, you can target the audience, you can find more people like them. Yes, it can be, digital can be a bit annoying sometimes when somebody's targeting you over and over. Yes, it can be annoying, but then as the person behind the campaigns, what is really working, right? Now, underrated. To be very honest with you, I think even though it's not necessarily underrated, I think it's not rated enough. That for me is be influencer marketing. I say that to say this. Imagine Rado, right? For some reason, and he's able to just hold Apex's flask.
Yeah.
It doesn't even do anything. Just says Apex. Doesn't even say what Apex is about. You would imagine how much people want to go and search and find out what Apex is.
Very correct. Very correct.
Or maybe, for example, at the event, the Co-Fest, let's say, Doing, for example, I can imagine how many of our followers, let me go and check this, because influencer marketing actually exactly means what it says, influencing people.
Yeah.
And even though, and this is one reason why I think it's not rated enough yet, even though it is rated, the fact that the tracking is not as sophisticated as it could be eventually, people use it, but they don't, are not able to quantify
The
performance well enough. You get what I'm saying? There's since we did work with this person, we've had this amount of action. But are you able to fully, really quantify and say, oh, if this person wasn't there, this is what it would have been, and all of that. So for me, even though I'm a performance marketing kind of person, I love performance marketing, I still know that influencer marketing is more powerful. Just to run that up, to buttress that point, let's say you have 2 videos, right?
Yeah.
One video is just normal, Apex, we do this, we do that, and that's it, right? So that video shows, let's say, the one popular person talking about Apex, and then you advertise both of them, you run ads on both of them. I can guarantee you 100% that one that has that known face talking about Apex will most likely do a lot more than this other one. So that's where I'm coming from.
All right. So if I'm to add to what you say, right? When it comes to the overrated, I think I'll differ a little bit from your own perspective, in the sense that the billboards still very important. Now look at it from the perspective of the illiterate, right? Who are not tech savvy, who are not really exposed to the
media.
online space, right? They need to see you here and there, to know that you still exist. Because to them, if they are not seeing your flyers, your billboards here and there, right, you don't exist to them.
Don't get me wrong.
No, I understand.
I'm saying overrated. Don't get me wrong. It's important, yes.
Yeah.
Every form of marketing is important. Every form of marketing.
Yes.
Even controversial marketing is important.
Yes. So now the question will now be, right, what is the end goal? What is the objective behind it? Right. Some brands use some of these billboards and all of those things, right? As you know, I'm a digital marketing expert by profession, right? I'm a client partner as well for Meta. So I can tell you that for fact, digital outweigh traditional marketing. However, you can't take away from traditional marketing as well, in the sense that for awareness sometimes, right? For your brand to be on the face of people.
Okay, so can I chip it?
Yeah.
Something. Okay, so now a valid point from from both of you guys. You guys have seen it all, but can we now see that some form of marketing is ideal for me from some kind of business,
Exactly.
Of course.
and not
But if
all platforms for all business? Or can you take a look at it like that way?
let me throw the shot at both of you. So if you're going to say whatever the case, some of this kind of marketing is fine for this one, which one do you think is most overrated? Still, whatever the case, average.
Okay. I get you. Okay, good. And for me, I would just like to chip in for the underrated part of the marketing aspect is the fact that most brand does not go through the marketing funnel. That's one of the things I have observed. They don't go through the marketing funnel, which is from the awareness phase to the consideration phase to the conversion phase. Right? They just want to convert. And trust me, you're just going to be.
It's a lot of grind.
Yeah, it's very difficult to achieve your aim if you go through that route of just wanting to just sell. You need to follow the funnel, and you will see the performance coming right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could have any superpower, what would it be and how would you use it?
If I could have any superpower, right? I think ability to read mind.
How is that
Why you say
beneficial?
that? Did you come to my mind to come and check what I was going to say?
I always hear people say that, but like, how does that help you in any way?
It helps. It helps. You can tell who loves you, who is against you, or who is for you. And if you can really discern who is for you and who is against you, right, you are one step ahead in life. That's for me.
You literally said what I was going to say. I'm sure everybody has probably seen the X-Men series, movie series and the likes. Professor Xavier, he could read minds. So literally, if you can read anybody's mind, like imagine you're working you're trying to get a job, say a marketing job. I'm just going to use marketing for example, and then you're pitching something to someone, and while you're doing the pre-pitch or whatever, right? You can read the person and what exactly they want. Yeah, of course, you're also including what you're going to do. And of course, also for what with women, there's this movie called What Women Want. You need to see that movie. If I could read every woman's mind in this world, goddamn. I probably manage Beyonce right now.
Yes, because I will just do, if I need a favor from you, I know what will trigger you to say yes to me. I'll just do that.
For free. Seriously, for free?
Yes.
Even for marketers, I honestly believe that's what you need to make them sign that check.
Exactly.
Vega, what will you choose?
I think I will go with what Jibola said also because okay, so now
Being invisible.
so I'm with a prospective client who's going to sign that $1 billion check, and I already know what this guy wants. So I just don't need to go left, right, or center. I'll just go straight to what this guy wants, and he's going to sign the check. You understand? So that's it for me.
Okay. You guys.
Okay. Yeah, I want to ask you as well, what did that superpower you want? Because you don't seem to be interested in what we...
I think it's to go into the future. Just so I can, make changes and things like that. No, or is it to... go to the future,
What if you get stuck in the future?
Never. But like, why do you care to read people's minds? Why do you care?
Okay.
That's for the same reason you're going to the future to change things.
Because going to the future means you want to see.
I want to see exactly so that I can come back and change things.
You already know what's in your mind. Then I think
it's like you said, right? If you see a client, if you go into the future now, you can already know the outcome of whatever you guys said, and maybe you will know the results basically.
So what if you change that then it still doesn't turn out to be? Because there are so many variables.
And you keep going back. Okay, so everyone has someone they look up to, right? So who would you say has been a mentor to you, and what's the best lesson they've taught you?
I think first.
Yeah. All right, so I would say that my mom is my mentor because she always look out for me.
Mama.
She always tried to make sure that I do the right thing at the right time, right? She will always tell me, right, in Yoruba that, let me say it, I would then interpret it in English, that Ma jẹ ọmọdé pé owó tó kọ́kọ́ rí.
Also nothing back, right? Which is, don't be that guy that the money you are able to raise or probably the financial strength you have now, you shouldn't misappropriate it or misuse it, right? And that has stuck with me to always try to make sure that whatever I have in my coffers, right, I utilize it, invest it, and multiply it. So I think that sticks with me. And I would say shout out to her because for fact, her prayers for me always give me that confidence that no matter which you do, trust me, you go feel out bad because I know how they pray.
Well, talking about investment, like because what kind of investment like I need to do, I want to understand, for a young man, he's working, who is at least something decent.
Okay.
So,
can you share one or two things about the investment you have done and it's viable enough so other people can invest?
All right. So for the past 4 years of my life, I've been investing heavily in real estate. Right. And I would say that to the glory of God, I have my own personal house. Right.
Wow.
Yes. And I have some landed property in Efe, in Ikorodu, in Mowe, and I see them appreciating every year, right? Which I would advise anyone, right? Even I don't get time to motivate anybody, right? If you want ginger yourself, ginger. If you don't want ginger, no ginger.
Okay, so I was going to say, so most people will be like, okay, like there's this, my former colleague somewhere. Shout out to Daniel. Okay. I think we work together. So that made me like, wait. So the first time she was going to get a land, they introduced her to me. She now told that I think you're like, okay. So you know that this lady, she got the land for $1 million. So by the time I think it was on that government, our own landed party was somewhere adjacent that inside the street. Who knows? You could do Shagam Expressway.
Yeah,
so that could bus stop.
Yeah, I do.
So now they've done the old, I think Arab contractors. So she sold the land $8 million, so she bought it $1 million. What is so 3 years?
Exactly. That's the power of real estate. Right?
So now my question now is so people saying you could do make I say money buy a house for Lake you, me I won't buy a house and no million, and you wait for like years and they have nothing.
Well, okay, so what I would say is, number one, know your financial strength, right? And don't be the Johnsons, right? Because if you want to wait and invest in Lekki and all of those things, right, be rest assured that your pocket is really, really fat. But at least if you know that, okay, your pocket is on the good side, right? Rather than speculating and procrastinate, okay, I'll buy this, I'll buy that when I have this, right? Why not take it one step at a time, right? And Ikorodu is the next big thing for me because I feel that by the time the Fort Milan Bridge and all that infrastructure the government is trying to put in place, it would blow up. Just like the way Epe is now, right? With the advent of the road that is being done by Dangote, right? So Epe, you could see Epe is now the talk of the towns of Lagos.
My next question now still on that.
Okay.
So I want to believe you live at the Lekki where
yes, I said so. Yeah.
Can you live in the Ikorodu?
Definitely, I can live in Ikorodu when the time comes. you know why I said that, right? Because most of my dealings are on this axis, right? Which is Acha, mainland, Lekki axis. That is where my dealings are at the moment, right? If there's a time where my dealings are on Ikorodu or Epe, I'll be glad to move there. At the end of the day, it is this. The end motive is this, right? So
and you don't really need to live in your house.
I don't really. Okay, now the house I built now, right? I leave it out for rent.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I don't. I'm making money off it. That's the most important thing for me, right? And it is investment. It always appreciating. And I would also say this. Some of my friends did Japa, and I appreciate that. I'm thankful to God that they did, right? I have the financial capacity to Japa as well, but I just feel like that is not my calling, right? That is not what I needed.
You are one in a million. You know, like right now.
Yeah, I understand. Nigeria is that state where everybody wants to Japa, right? Which I understand. But however, you just need to weigh your options, basically. I weigh mine, right? It doesn't mean that I can't Japa tomorrow, but I just know that if I'm leaving Nigeria anytime soon, all of my properties, everything I have here is intact. I'm not going to dispose any to fund my Japa. I just want to go there and travel back.
So your own Japa thing, would you like it to be a normal Japa schooling, or you want global talent, or I'm just wondering?
Personally, right, I have friends and family that have gone both ways, right? Global talents, schools, work sponsorship, and the likes. Personally, the least I would even bother about is the school way. But at the end of the day, it's very restricting, and when it's really restricting, and happiness will be far before it gets to that point of happiness. It takes quite a while, and that's for people that actually end up getting there.
No joy.
No joy. That's the right phrase. No joy. okay, there are stories for days. But I think the key thing is for me is know what you're doing. Like, I mean, to what I just mentioned there, okay, it's not against jackpine, right? But know exactly what you're doing. Leave things in place because that's like I just put it now, like a backup, like a backup battery.
Or formulate
You know, if for any reason, as a matter of fact, I never end up, traveling out of it. It could just be I go for like a month, come back, go,
Yeah.
So
who is your mentor? You don't tell us.
yeah, my mentor. They kind of grouped in two different parts.
It's not a basketball.
So I kind of grouped in two different parts. One side is my mom, alongside my siblings. They are my mentors, right? And that's way. I mean, the job I have, I feel like I'm picking from them. And then the other side, I have a couple of guys that I like I don't know, from anywhere, sports guys, for the most part. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. They are Messi, for example. Now, Messi, to me, even Ronaldo, for example, right? I look at those guys like, what kind of work these guys put in to get to where they are and say, because trust me, they are putting in the work like madly. Like, I remember that, for example, the Kobe Bryant guy, before he died, when he was still playing, he had an injury. His shooting hand was broken up. And so the coach was supposed to take him out of the game and say, I think it was a play for something, and clap for me. And when no, I'm going to continue. I'll play with my other hand, my left hand. I'm left hand in this right hand. So he said, if it's the other hand, you play with because I've been training for this all my life. I've been trained that one day will come when my right hand will possibly broken, maybe my left, but I'll switch to my left hand. And then he went back in and shot throughout the game with the left hand and still made a lot of points. Wow. That to me is like inspiring. I'm aspiring to be that kind of dedicated to my craft. Yeah, so that's it for me.
I would like to give someone a shout out, right? One of my mentors, he's sitting right here. I'll say shout out to Mr. Biggs. I'll say shout out to Mr. Biggs because when it comes to investments, future, career, we always have that brainstorming section, and I will tell you that. So he has a great influence in my life, and I would say shout out to him. Basically, let me just leave it there.
That's amazing. Okay, so yearly we see a lot of organizations create crazy ads for promotion. What would you say is the most controversial ad you've seen in 2024?
Well, let's go before. I need to think through. So I want to think through.
Okay, most controversial ads.
Yes, of 2024.
Of 2024.
Even if it's not 2024, maybe 2023 as well too. Yeah.
Is it like this? Is it Fekumi or? They have controversial ads that I've seen. Right.
Can you explain the content? What did you see?
I'm trying to remember the.
I can remind you, my man. Is it the okra thing and then?
Exactly. So
Okay, so go on. Let's hear. Yeah, share.
like how you get you understand, like, I don't I don't want to go too explicit on certain, but the okra what was the name hat that they did quite controversial, like we taking okra water and all of those.
If you want your wife to be out,
exactly. So I think it's.
but what was he selling actually? So is he an ad? Is he trying to sell something, or is he his personal branding, or what?
So I sometimes I'm confused of what what's the name, what Fekumi sells, right? Today you would see him selling herbal medication. Tomorrow you see him selling
Real estate.
Real estate. Next tomorrow you will see him selling
Jack of all trades.
JD kind of drink. And trust me, the guy is just integrated product strategy or whatever it is. The guy is.
But for me, I feel that's the way to market. That's the future of marketing. You want to do a content that people can relate with, and not just bore them with professional ads.
It will have one.
Like,
No, go ahead, Wally. Let's hear yours.
it's like reverse marketing. I'll play that. I don't know if that actually exists yet, but I think we probably stumbled upon. There's this guy called, it has a company called Smokebox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Smoke box.
Do you know that became popular? Not before I talk about Smokebox. This artist,
Davido. I think Davido did stuff for him.
there's this guy that Speed Darlington.
Okay.
You know that became popular
Okay. How?
because the songs are so awful,
Yeah.
and they're so awful that it make you laugh, and then from there it became like you just watch and then somewhere there it became popular. That relates to that Smokebox guy. Like I remember the first time I saw the guy. What the hell is this? What's the guy who's saying? Are you okay? Crazy things that I'm not related.
Yes.
But when that thing comes to you often enough, you relate that first.
You accept you first.
And honestly, that guy was making the killing. From what I heard, was making the killing from that thing. So that actually came to me now. Like I just thought,
Sometimes you be expecting that this advert, okay, what's going on? Is it comedy? Is it street? And the message does it smoke.
So there was a time I saw two vehicles, colliding together. Boom! So I'm like, okay, so let me see what's happening. Then I saw smoke box. This guy is crazy.
yeah, it's not even
And he got the attention.
ridiculously slim.
Exactly.
It pulls you to look, and then you're angry, but then one day you're going to, I want to buy maybe also a vape. You think of Smokebox first before you any other vape that can be in the industry, in the market rather. So yeah,
Because they've constantly be on your face, right? And that's what brand perception does most of the time. They are consciously or subconsciously, right?
Just seeing there.
They are on your face. By the time you're making move, right, to buy something related to that product, your decision might be tilted towards them because in your subconsciousness, you already said that. That's what marketing is.
Okay, so obviously you guys are very big in your industry. So what advice would you give to anyone that is looking up to you guys? I'm sure you have a lot of fans. So what are you think?
let me just say is feel as much as possible. Yeah, it's true because feel as much as possible. Don't be afraid to start again, to try again. I'm not
Nice.
like this is not an industry related answer. Is generally speaking. I know for a fact that I failed a lot. I need to give one very funny instance. I remember one time I was trying to work with Dangote, and I had even done the first interview, the aptitude test, and all of those things. And so the final stage of the interview was supposed to be at the factory at is it Marina? What's that place called? So where there. That was one of the worst days of my life. I had to, get a bus and all that. I got to a particular point. The bus didn't continue from there, so I had to take a bike. So the bike would go through Apapa. And Apapa, that like through
Crazy traffic.
the bikes have to go under the,
To maneuver.
Now, just follow me. So at the point, you got to a point where I stopped at the particular spot that in front of the gate, and this is where people stop and get to some warriors. At that point, it started raining.
I can connect.
I had to sling back. That's that. When you connect is another one time. Heavy. So I had to carry myself like that to the second spot and go on that bike. Before I could see that bike was terrible. I was drenched completely. My shoes were like, what? You know what I'm saying? It's like literally when I got to the other spot, this crazy can be like, I was like, nah. At one point, I'm just trying to figure out like, okay, let me just walk like that. I got in. By the time I got inside the reception, there were like 4 of us there. There were 3 people already there. They just came like,
You were the only one wait.
40%. Yeah, of course. I was very wet.
Sure, you are for this interview.
I was just like, and then at the end of the day, I got in. Even though I prepared for that interview, but what ended up not being an interview per se was now like a quick test. What it? I need to prepare about test for it earlier, the possibility of that happening, and the data analyst role. At the time, marketing was still sective on what stuff. And I got in, and I was doing I was not in the right frame of mind for the most part, but I just try and do what I can do. And as I was doing the whole stuff, I just got stuck. Like I was writing an exam, and then the answer just went away, and I kept trying to restart, and then the guy that was like the interviewing guy and came to me and like, okay, thank you. It hurts because I felt like I suffered that day. I properly suffered that day. I suffered, and then I still lost the opportunity. And that's just one of the many things that I've I've gone through. In fact, apart the startup, my brother founded That we're close. You know, that kind of we're close to opening the door and then it doesn't work out at the end multiple times. There's so many stories I could share, but one thing I never let happen to me is yes, I mean in small bits I would feel bad about it. Maybe for a couple of days or for maybe like a week I would be very sad and what the hell. But in that sadness or in that pain or you know the sadness or happiness or excuse me, I would still know that well we go again together. And I would say I got that from not just my sister but my mom. My mom before blessed memory when we were young, she had raised 6 children by herself. And there's one thing my mom didn't sell: sugar, cement, plastics, light bulbs, what's it called? Knockouts, kerosene.
Just like the Chinese trading.
Photocopy machine, what's it called? Drinks, everything I imagine.
Just to pay the bills.
Just to level 2. I took that from her, and today I'll tell people that I'm never afraid to start again. When I have to start again, I mean, you know me as maybe I used to drive one Jeep before, whatever. And now you see that I'm just like to, I'm just like to walk knowing it's what it is. You know.
Yeah.
So fair as possible.
Now I was touching.
Actually,
Joella, are you?
good one from Wadi. For me, I get to dig. I don't motivate anybody. I will go by Boniface. Boniface. I don't motivate anybody. Yeah, if you won't give up, give up. If you won't motivate yourself,
That was mean, man.
I don't just get aspire to inspire.
Hey guys.
Thank you guys so much for coming. And we've come to the end of this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And make sure to follow our social media handles. They'll be on the screen. Ciao!